Energy stopping power. 180 copies were produced by the firm of Rast and Gasser within February in Vienna from 1898 to 1912. The model 1898 was planned to be replaced in the Austro-Hungarian cavalry by the Rostei M1907 and in the infantry by the Steyhan M1912. Prior to the outbreak of the First World War. However, production of the newer pistols were not sufficient enough and the weapon continued in service, especially with NCOs, officers, and as secondary weapons to machine gunners, and even issued to trench raiders. After the First World War, it saw use in the Austrian Republic and the Hungarian Republic, as well as some armies of the Second World War, including Italy and Yugoslavia. The quality, manufacturing, and the strength of the solid frame design made it a reliable and consistent military weapon for decades to come. The model 1898 was so famous it was copied in Belgium by the manufacturer des Armées Légion in 7.62 Nagant caliber. The Rast and Gasser features some new elements of revolver design which were ahead of its time, as well as some older elements already obsolete at the time of its manufacture. A solid frame double action revolver. It had a loading gate through which individual cartridges are loaded and extracted individually by extractor rod. The firing pin was located on the transfer piece of the frame of the revolver rather than the hammer, an advancement at the time. Its ammunition is similar but not interchangeable with the 8mm French Ordnance revolver. The cylinder could be removed by pulling down the trigger guard and withdrawing the axis from the pin ejector rods. Okay, troops of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, this is how you load your Rast and Gasser Model 1898 revolver. To load your Model 1898 revolver, the hammer is rotated back slightly until it is in the half-cock position. This safeguards against the hammer accidentally striking a cartridge while the user is loading the weapon. The loading gate is then rotated back, exposing the rear of the cylinder. Doing this disengages the hammer from the trigger, but the cylinder will still rotate if the trigger is squeezed. This feature makes loading much easier and faster. Cartridges are then inserted in the cylinder and the trigger squeezed to rotate the cylinder for the next empty slot. After all the slots have been loaded, the loading gate is closed by pushing it forward. The hammer is then rotated all the way back to the fully cocked position, ready to fire. And that's how you load your Model 1898 revolver. To unload your Model 1898 revolver, the hammer is then rotated back slightly until it is in the half-cock position yet again. The loading gate is then opened and the ejector rod is pulled back to eject either spent cartridges or unused cartridges. To remove the cylinder, the trigger guard is then pulled down to the ejector rod circular axis, and then withdrawing the cylinder is removed. And that's all you need to know about the Rast and Gasser Model 1898 revolver. And I sound like an infomercial guy. Billy Mears here, selling you the Model 1898 revolver. Go check out Othritis from CN Arsenal, and yeah, that's it, the Rast and Gasser. 8mm of thick cold steel. Austro-Hungary's latest but obsolete weapon. Some people say it's not the size of the bullet, but how many bullets you have. 8 bullets, 8 chances to shoot your target dead. Even if you don't kill him on the first try, 3rd time's a charm. Model 1898, rugged, reliable, lot more shots than you can count, 8 at a time. Rast and Gasser. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed another World War I weapons. Billy Mears here trying to sell you the Model 1898 Rast and Gasser cartridge. Like I said again, go and check out Othritis and May's channel where they actually shoot guns. I'm pretty poor and I live in a country that can't really shoot guns, so I'm sorry. But yeah, probably I'll be still in that kind of style as well, where they actually get to shoot the guns. That's where I come in with video games. Yeah, so I'm different. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I hope I sold you on the Rast and Gasser. Yeah, the infomercial guy is pretty interesting. Not a character per se, but a differentiation of voice, but not really a character per se. But I think it was kind of funny to, you know, try and be like Billy Mays or ShamWow guy. So, well, not really funny, but remember, this weapon saved and took lives. But remember guys, in all seriousness, this weapon had saved and took many lives in modern war. The obsolete revolver of the cowboy age in modern war. Learn something. Dark and depressing mood. Ooh.